TVNZ's excellent Pacific correspondent Barbara Drever reported back in March the Commerce Commission has launched investigations into a number of possible pyramid schemes targeting Pacifica and the Tongan community in particular. The victims of these schemes are lured to put significant amounts of money into what are presented as investment or gifting programs on the promise of a big payday that never comes. Now, there have been further developments to what is a really shameful story, which Barb is here to fill us in on prior to a big exclusive story on One News at 6 tonight, along with tips on how to spot a pyramid scheme and what to do if you believe you've already been taken advantage of by one of these scammers. But first, here's a clip of Ti'Onili Fatukala, a one-woman campaign determined to convey the real human cost of these cynical, predatory scams.
It's sad for me because I'm a Tongan and I was proud to be Tongan, but at the moment I'm so ashamed that these Tongans have took advantage of us Tongans.
Wow, Barbara Drever. Barbara Drever joins us in the studio this morning to discuss these developments. Ti'Onili Fatukala, just heartbroken.
Yes, and she herself was the victim. She lost $20,000 in one of these and had got quite heavily involved, you know, because you have to bring in recruits as well. And she is so angry and disappointed that she has taken it upon herself, at great cost to herself and her family, to fight against these pyramid schemes, of which there are many. We're talking at least 18 within the Tongan community. Wow. We're talking thousands of Tongan people here affected. We're talking, I can easily say hundreds of thousands of dollars, quite likely a lot more than that. We're talking these pyramid schemes which go from America to Tongans in America who run them here and also in Australia. It is, and we're talking 18, right? That's Tongan. But then I've been hearing about others that have affected Tuvalu community, Niue community. So it's predatory, all right. Now, Ti'Onili, what a hero, because I tell you what, anyone who speaks up against it is a subject of huge abuse. You get told on Facebook Lives by these predators that you're sleeping around, your husband's doing this and that. You get personally attacked. It's lies and absolute vitriol, which is why many of the people that I've interviewed have wanted to be anonymous, because they know they get attacked, because there's a lot of money at stake, John.
So where are these being run out of, Barb?
So they've been run out of Auckland. One that we're investigating, I'm going to go quite big on tonight, Tongitupe, has been run from a business premise in Auckland.
Is that the name of this scam?
That's the one of them.
Yeah, one of 18.
Yes, and that's also been run from America, but they've got a big chapter here, and we're talking big money's involved in that. And also there's been little ones. So people are told you can put in anything from $300 and you'll make $1,200 by in 3 weeks' time. Or, you know, there's all sorts of ones. You can put in $4,500, you can put in $10,000, and in 5 weeks' time you'll get $50,000 back. And the way it works, and the reason why it works, is that a lot of people are getting money to start with. And so you're getting people on Facebook Lives lining up and getting envelopes with $2,500 in it and going, wow, look at me, look, I've got all this money. And people are seeing this and going, oh my gosh. I mean, one guy says, I have never made $10,000 before, like this. But then, of course, you have to invest more and you lose it. It is just appalling. Now, Ti'Onili has held several public meetings about this, trying to get people more aware. But it's been a hard job. Yeah,
it's been a really hard job. And I'm a bit surprised, Barb, because you broke this in March.
Yes.
And it was an exclusive Commerce Commission investigating possible pyramid schemes targeting Tongans in Auckland. That was, what, 5 or 6 months ago. Are they continuing?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of folded, but then they mushroom up somewhere else.
And when they mushroom, are the same people behind them?
Generally. So you'll have, I talked to one person yesterday, and I've talked to quite a lot of people who've lost $20,000. Easy. and a few people. What happens is they'll say, you put in some money, you get it back on the Saturday and you think, wow, I've got my cash back. And then the next week you get another one and then they say, oh, look, there's this other one that's really good. You put it in here and it's the same people doing it, but it's a different platform. That's what they call them, platforms. You put your money in here and you'll get a lot more back, and they lose it. They don't get it back. But because they've got a little bit back to start with, remember, John, there's no product here. It's all based on money, and the people doing that are just disgusting, predatory, and the abuse that those who speak up against it have
like
been,
John Lee.
yes, and others, is despicable.
So there will be people watching this now,
Yes.
and also this interview will go out on Facebook later,
Yes.
and lots of people will see it then. If they fear they are being targeted, or they fear someone they love is losing money,
Yeah.
what do they do, Barb?
Okay, so go online, Commerce Commission, or even ring the Commerce Commission. They're investigating a number at the moment, quite heavily invested into investigating those. And also you can make a claim at the small claims at the Disputes Tribunal. Tionlei's got 13 people on board who have made complaints, and they're all being heard, and there are others too. So at least they might not get their money back, but at least they're holding people to account. And some of the people running these schemes, they work for the government, yeah, they work, or they run businesses, etc.
The problem is this is a close community.
Yeah.
And it's a community in which there is a great deal of loyalty to the community. So it's hard to be a whistleblower within it, isn't it?
Oh, so hard. And then when you lose money, you try to make it up somewhere else. So if you lose, say, $2,000 and then you've got someone else saying, oh, this one's working, it's working, I just got some money. Then you, oh, okay, I'll find some money. And people are borrowing from their families. I talked to one woman yesterday, John.
So people are losing borrowed money.
And I talked to one woman yesterday and she said her marriage is at stake because her husband no longer trusts her because she's put their money into this. We're looking at breakdowns of families, breakdowns of relationships, and family members as well. So as well as at a macro level, on a micro level, the impact has been really tough on people.
Gosh, this is heartbreaking.
Oh, man.
So you have been pursuing the people behind this?
Yes, I've been pursuing the biggest one, which is Tongitupe.
And you're following us up on One News at 6
You
tonight?
bet, yeah. We'll uncover how it works, the people behind it and the victims. And also, there's so many of them. I've talked to so many victims from so many groups, and it just breaks my heart. And these people who are attacked for speaking out,
And it broke Tionlei's heart, I think.
Did.
Not
She's
only
a
because
brave lady.
Yeah, and I suspect it in part because of the money she lost, but also in part because, in good faith, believing this was fantastic, she brought other people in, right?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
At the beginning, and
Absolutely.
then now she's fighting.
Now she is
And
the whistleblower.
She's given money
Yeah.
back to people out of her own pocket as well. She bought uniforms for one family who couldn't have, they spent their money on. Yeah, I mean, it's a shocker.
Barbara Drever, more on this at 6 tonight?
Yes, and online as well, and we'll be launching a number of things online, tvnz.co.nz today.
This is fantastic work, Barb. Thank you. And thanks for coming in this morning.
You're welcome.
And I'll be watching at 6. Really appreciate it, Barb. As always, you're great, Barbara Drever.